Hi, my name is Goldman, and I'm an attorney with Goldman and Associates. And a question that comes up a lot is, what can I do to make sure that I will get the custody? Well, it's a good question. I mean, you got two parents, let's say they're similarly situated. They're both good people. Nobody's a drug addict or an alcoholic, nobody's got a long criminal record. What does one do to ensure they get custody? Well, I'll tell you. There are certain things that a person can do, or rather it's more like what you can do to avoid losing custody, which is really the issue. If you've got, like I said, similarly situated individuals, then ultimately the guy in the black robe's got to decide what the custody is. And he may well create a situation where the custody is shared. If you think about your life right now, if you're a married person, if you think about what life was like as it relates to the children, you very much operated in a joint situation. I mean, maybe one of you went to work and one of you stayed home with the kids. Maybe both parents went to work and the kids were at daycare or at school and they came home, and these were shared responsibilities. So it's entirely possible that in that scenario the court will continue a shared responsibility and give both certain custody rights. If you want to make sure not to lose those custody rights, there are some things that you should avoid. Number one, you want to avoid horribilizing the other parent. You want to avoid a situation where you are trying to alienate the child against the other parent, because if the court gets wind that that's what you're doing, if the court determines that you are saying things to the child which are unsupportable, in fact, then what will happen is this will backfire against you. And the court may very well say that you're not a fit custodian because you cannot work with the other person. You cannot deal with the other individual in a way that's productive for the child. Remember one thing. The child is half mom and half dad. If dad spends the whole day horribilizing mom, the child really looks at that and says, well, if he's calling her an idiot, it means I'm half idiot. How good is that for your kid? So you don't want to do that. So the first thing you want to do is avoid horribilizing the other spouse. Number two, the other parent. Number two, if there is a breakdown in the fulfillment of the court's parenting time orders, do not take matters into your own hands, okay? If your ex doesn't bring the child back on time, withholds the child, won't give you your parenting time on your days, don't go get the child and just disappear somewhere or call and say, I'm not returning the child because you did this to me. That's a great way to lose your rights. And you'll say, well, what do you mean? She did it first, or he started. Nobody cares about that. The court is very guarding of its own orders. Nobody has more respect for the court than the court, okay? And one of the things that judges don't like is when there's a violation of their orders. One of the things that they like even less than the violation of their own orders is self-help. You got a problem because somebody else didn't fulfill the order, you have your lawyer file motions to hold that person in contempt, to show cause why they shouldn't be held in contempt for violating the order. You follow the channels, you do the right thing, and then the court will see, here's the person who violates, and here's the person who follows the protocol. That is something that will ultimately help you. You take the law into your own hands by going and picking up your child or engaging in self-help. You're going to do that, then the court is going to be very, very unhappy with what you've done, and you therefore will end up being very unhappy with what the court later orders. So those are two things that you can certainly do to avoid compromising your custody situation. If you have any questions about that, of course, reach out to us. If you found this helpful, please like and share.